Hello there, lovely people. It's Alex from Nintendo Life here, and I'm not alone. I'm joined by the superb Felix.
Hello, hello. It is I, the superbly Felix, joined by the superbly Alex.
Hello. You caught me off guard then. Yes, as no doubt you've been able to see from the title of this video, things are a little, let me take you through it. So basically, a report from Reuters has revealed that Sony, very famous for making the older PlayStation stuff, they're in talks at the moment to purchase the Japanese media conglomerate Kadokawa. Hi. It's me. Just as we were about to publish the video, Kadokawa Corporation came out with confirmation that Sony have indeed expressed an interest in acquiring them, but a decision has not yet been made. It looks like this. Ooh. It's a minor update, but I felt it was important. Which, on the face of it, sounds like a really dull thing to discuss, but it does come with an awful lot of caveats, mainly of which, well, not mainly, but a big one of which, is the fact that this includes the developer of Mario and Luigi Brothership, which has basically only just come out at the time of recording. This is all reported on NintendoLife.com by Ollie Reynolds, so you look at him, he's a good chap. But this is, well, this is very frustrating for me because we've already seen the likes of mad acquisitions with the things like Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard. And I mean, this is nowhere near as big, don't get me wrong, but even so, I don't know about you, Felix, but I'm just tired of this.
Nothing really great comes out of these acquisitions. There were so many layoffs with the Activision deal, and there was just so much. And here we seem to, they're seeing to acquire Kadokawa owns Spike Chunsoft, Acquire, and Gotcha Games. And mainly the games that they do that will affect, are they going to still come on Switch if they make more games? You know, we have Acquire, which has made Octopath Traveler, and now Mario and Luigi Brothership. And we also have Spike Chunsoft, which, recently we had games like Bakaru come on Switch. Are those games still going to come on Switch? Do they have to find a new Mario and Luigi developer? I feel like we could look back in the future and, that's that one outlier Mario and Luigi game that is just a bit different than everything else because that was made by Acquire, which got acquired.
Yeah, did they have to be called Acquire? I know it's just a name and it's not an invitation, but still.
They're asking for it.
So this is, it throws the whole thing into question, the whole idea of games coming to Switch from these companies. And also I'd like to point out that Kadokawa also owns a majority stake in From Software, which if you haven't heard of them, they do things like Elden Ring, Dark Souls, Bloodborne. The idea that there's going to be even more disparity, even more exclusives. And I know that could sound very hypocritical coming from, sort of a Nintendo channel. Nintendo consoles historically have the most in the way of exclusives, but I kind of feel like that's a little bit forgivable considering, it's a lot of the exclusives are done in-house and stuff like that. And Nintendo got Mario and Luigi to be made by Acquire. They didn't buy them to do it, they just hired them, And admittedly, it doesn't necessarily spell doom and gloom. It doesn't necessarily mean that none of these publishers, none of these developers will, sort of if they are acquired, won't bring their games to other platforms. Sony may well go, well, no, carry on, sort of, you can release this game on Switch, you can, port it and things like that, but games like Mario and Luigi, where it's a Nintendo IP, where Nintendo have sort of outsourced the development, I just don't see that happening with a Sony-owned company. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I think with exclusives, I don't mind exclusive. I think it's a great incentivizer for you to get a console. I mean, I got my PlayStation 5 because there was a lot of games there that I wanted to play. I think what I have a little bit of a problem is that instead of just making the games themselves, they just go in and buy the companies, just outright buy them and be, okay, now you make games for us. And that's just how it is.
Yeah, and it's already been shown that this practice is unsustainable. As you mentioned earlier, the Activision Blizzard acquisition, how many people lost their job? I genuinely can't remember the number because there have been so many job losses over the years. Well, not even over the years. This last year has been dire. So many people, so many talented people have lost their jobs. And although I don't think it's fair to say that the acquisition is the sole reason, it's a big factor, surely.
But yeah, this isn't a done deal. This is just ruminating. But they have said that this could be happening in the next couple of weeks, which, wow, that is quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. It just smacks of business to me. It's like, it's not about the games. It's not about, sort of trying to deliver a better experience to the consumer. It's all about how can a big company make even more money. And I understand that's what business is. It is about making money at the end of the day. That is just what capitalism is. And, fair enough. That's the world we live in. But at the same time, just going in and just buying up all these developers just in one fell swoop to potentially make all of the franchises we've listed and more, because you mentioned Spike Chunsoft, and they were responsible for Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, which admittedly Sony wouldn't get the rights to. I'm not suggesting that, but it's like, just leave them alone. Why does everything have to be owned by a bigger company? And I understand that this is normal business practice, don't get me wrong. Bigger companies own smaller companies. Some people seem to think we're owned by IGN. We're absolutely not, we're just partnered with them. But this idea of layers upon layers upon layers just feels very anti-consumer to me. I mean, you see it in the States all the time. There are like 3 big companies that seem to own basically everything. You see the same with Disney and like. I don't like it. But even if this does go through, realistically, the impact on Nintendo themselves is going to be, I imagine, nominal.
Well, yeah, there's already Sony games on the Switch. I mean, recently we had Lego Horizon, and we've also had that baseball game, MLB, I think it's called.
Oh, God, yeah. Well, I think it's more than one game, actually, isn't it? Because I assume they do it every year.
True,
you can tell I'm not a baseball.
Yeah.
But yeah, it doesn't mean necessarily doom and gloom and that we're never going to get these games again. But it just leaves a sour taste in the mouth, and the fact that that's always a possibility. And I mean, Xbox have started bringing games over, and to be fair, Sony have been bringing games to Steam as well, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, they always come like a year later, but it's true.
It's a very anti-consumer practice, and it does seem at the moment that the consumer misses out, and the consumer is the butt of the joke all the time with this sort of thing, and I'm getting really tired of it. It's been a tough year economically, and this just feels like another little sort of irritating little bit of grit in the sandwich. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, it's making me tired as well, so maybe we should wrap up this chat now.
It's getting me annoyed. The blood's boiling. But anyway, what do you think about this potential acquisition news? Let us know with a comment down below. We will, of course, update you as soon as we know anything else. But for the time being, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, like is a strong word perhaps, then why don't you acquire that subscribe button, and be sure to check out NintendoLife.com for all sorts of lovely Nintendo-related content. Thank you again for watching. Bye-bye.
So I used to be part of Dansk Soft, but then I got acquired by English Soft, and now I can only speak English. It's great.